goes the beat. Okay. What? This bro dropped a divine for me? Hey, what is up YouTube? aer0plane here, and just a quick build update. As I'm doing this, you can see people coming into my hideout and buying items. Oh, yo, +5 exiles. Anyway, so today I'm just gonna doing a quick build update, telling you how I've been doing in the day 2 of the league, having a blast, and then I have some quick tips and tricks as well as some of the things that I've done with the build. And let's kick on. So first and foremost is going to be the skills and what has changed. So I've tested out call shots quite a bit. I've tried to put in sniper's mark, and what happens is that how this works is that if you have 2 marks in, it works. But what happens is that it marks one enemy with 1 mark, and then it marks a different enemy with a different mark in a rotational cycle. Call shots works where it marks an enemy with a cycle of 5 seconds. This cannot be changed. It is fixed. It cannot be increased or reduced. So every 5 seconds, it will mark one enemy and then it will mark another. So if you do want to introduce a 2-mark approach in your build, I highly recommend you take increased mark duration, because the marks don't last very long naturally. So they last like 8 seconds, which means that by the time it marks, after the 5-second cycle, you'll have 2 marks for 3 seconds, and then the first one will expire. So by taking the mark duration, it will increase the duration the enemy's marked, so that would be ideal. So you probably want to work on it in a weapon swap setup. So personally, I've tried to set it to weapon set 2 at one point, but I think I switched some gems around, so it doesn't really work very well. But you definitely do want your marks to trigger on your weapon set 2, as I've configured it to work here with some of the mark nodes. On top of that, what I've done is I've stuck with the voltaic mark. I just hit level 90. I forgot to put in an additional gem, but here I currently linked it to damaging links along with magnified 1 to be able to blast for larger damage to help me with clear, as well as to auto mark to increase the effect of shock on monsters. So definitely want to add some quality to this in the future to increase the mark effect on the enemy. So that is that. For the galvanic shards, I've changed one link, and I'll recommend you change the link to fork after you have taken the Uberlap Ascendancy, Endless Munitions. So this adds an additional projectile, and how this works is when you shoot out 2 projectiles, and when you fork, it moves from 1 projectile to 2, and then so if you have 2 projectiles, it goes to 4, and the clear, you would see the clear improves a lot when paired together with the additional projectile. So that's what I changed. I removed Innervate and put in fork. So that is that. For short burst rounds, nothing changed. Stormcaller, nothing changed. If you have additional links, you can put in the increased effect of exposure. And yeah, everything else has remained exactly the same. I've changed like the duration, skill effect duration from 1 to 2, and that's about it, I think. Added some quality onto my gems for Herald of Thunder, Ghost Dance. I think Wind Dancer is not really affected, and quality Galvanic and Shock Burst, and leveled them up to 19. Self-farmed them myself, and I just upgraded as I went along. Do keep in mind that increasing the levels does increase the mana cost. Next is going to be gear changes. Weapons exactly the same, nothing changed here. Yeah, pretty much I unveiled increased damage over here, and I switched to increase additional bolt. Oh, actually there's a change here, yeah. I bought a magic crossbow here, and then I slammed an essence that added the flat physical, so there's going to be the greater abrasion, adding the flat physical, and then I regaled, and I hit leech, and then I exalted twice. And then I added the prefix for the abyss node over here. So if you don't have your suffixes filled, what you can do is that you can use one of the Sinistral Necromancy to force the abyss modifier on the prefix, and then you can unveil. But honestly, even the suffix, I've been told that there are some affixes on the Kurgle suffix that increases reload speed, so that can be very good for the build. And there's going to be some of these omens that allow you to force a Kurgle force the Kurgle modifier, so you have a higher chance of unveiling a reload speed. So that's something I'm going to try in the future to craft a additional gear set. So what I've done here is I've opted in for a crossbow with additional bolt. So you can see I go from 1 bolt to 2 bolts with double barrel 3, and then from 2 bolts to 3 bolts with the twin crossbow. So that's what I did for my weapon. In terms of my helmet, chest and boots, what I've opted for is going to be gain deflection. So this is going to be the new defensive layer that I'm going to talk about. So currently I have 60% evasion in hideout with my tailwind stacks, and moving and maybe dodge roll recently, I do have more evasion, and I go all the way up to I think 21,000 in maps, and this brings up my evasion chance to evade to be 69, very nice, and my deflection chance to be about 68% in maps. Which means that we do get a huge amount of DR. So if you just do simple math here, if you do 68, 0.68 times 0.4, we do get 27% DR for hits and ailments that come with the hits. So that is a huge amount of defensive layer and something that we didn't have access to before. So the gain as deflection appears on the suffix on evasion gear. There's gain as for your evasion, and then for your armor or hybrid gear, you do have also gain as armor. For us, we're going pure evasion here, so we are going for the gain deflection rating for evasion rating. And on top of that, so getting a T3 plus affixes will really help to shore up that amount of deflection here. So I got T3 on the boots, T2 here, and T2 on helm. I think currently things are very underpriced for deflection gear, so I do recommend going for that. And for our tree, we do get a lot of free deflection for enhanced reflexes anyway. And on top of that, we take this wheel, this 4-point wheel for the Wildcat, which is very, very good, and 40% increased evasion while moving, which helps us a lot. We get 2% chance to evade, I think, since we're attacking and moving almost all the time anyway. So we'll have that evasion uptime. For a helmet, we are going for evasion ES. For our chest, we went for a pure evasion chest, which scales with the bestial skin, as well as we did get a unique jewel self-farm to get the evasion from chest, but this is just a small thing. I do get a small bit of evasion from that, along with mana on kill here. Nothing crazy here. You can just use a rare jewel, it's going to be more damage, but you lose a bit of defense and quality of life, and that's fine. I do recommend getting a mana on kill on a Sapphire Jewel, because once you increase the level of your skill gems, I noticed once you get to like 16, 17, 18, the mana cost really does go up. So getting a mana on kill helps you to completely ignore using a mana flask in your maps. So on top of that, yeah, you just need to cap your resistances. I did increase my chaos rest to up to 49. When paired with a charm, I am pretty good on that front. My coal is not capped, but it is what it is. The changes for my amulet is I did anoint on Unbound Forces. It is going to be pretty cheap. The Unbound Forces was about, I think, 7 Exile at the time of purchase for the Disgust, and I did self-farm the other distilled, what do you call emotions, but now it's called diluted liquids. And yeah, it's pretty cheap to get the envy and guilt. You should already have some of those in your inventory, I'd imagine. For rings, those are the same. For gloves, it's the same. For belt, it's pretty similar. And yeah, I've talked about the other pieces of gear. And one of the big changes I've done, I guess in terms of my flask, I did prioritize a little bit of the gain charges per second to help with a little bit of sustain on single target fights. They are pretty quick, but it helps recharge over time. And one of the last changes that I want to talk about is going to be the Rite of Passage. So Rite of Passage is, I made a video on it last league in 0.2 where I talked about this is the new chase item of 0.2 in Path of Exile 2. And in my opinion, I think this is more of a chase item than something like Headhunter for two reasons. Number one, it cannot be chanced, which means that the price will stay the same or go up over time because of the scarcity of this item that only comes from Asmari spirits possessing monsters in maps. Headhunter, all you need to do is drop heavy belts, press infinite number of chance ops on the market on those belts, and Headhunters will keep appearing. And for that reason, I believe that this is more of a chase item, and currently I bought this charm for 20 divines, and for last league, for the point of reference on day 7 or day 6, I bought a worse charm, a worse Rite of Passage charm for 40 divines. So let me show you briefly, without going too much into detail, because I do have my previous video on Rite of Passage that goes into full detail, but pretty much the charms that we are looking for in this build are going to be the touched charms for the yellow variant. And the biggest thing that these charms give is going to be increased movement speed, attack speed, and cast speed. Actually, let me show you another one that has better modifiers in PoEDB, so it's a bit clearer. So you can see that the aspect of the cat gives increased skill speed 30% and movement speed 15%, alongside the stag as well as the wolf. So all three of these give that baseline 30% skill speed and 15% MS. But the difference between the yellow variants of these three spirits is that the stag gives 30% elite all res and 20% gain as extra lightning, whereas the cat variant gives 60% evasion and 100% increased crit hit chance. I imagine towards the later part of the end game, the spirit of the cat will be stronger for our build if we optimize to make use of it. But overall, I believe that the stag is going to be an easy to use free addition, just 20% gain as lightning, which is insane because we don't really have much gain as lightning at the moment for some of our main skill gems. So it's going to be a lot of damage. And on top of that, the biggest things are going to be the yellow ones that I talked about earlier, which gives that movement speed, which helps with your mapping a lot. And of course, attack speed gives increased reload speed as well. Don't forget that. For the ally res, it's going to be a nice quality of life where if you do ally weakness maps, you will be better able to handle that. So there's going to be a Rite of Passage. I'll link in the description below my full analysis of it, of this build. And jumping back into the skill tree, what I have changed is going to be a couple of things. Because I got a Rite of Passage, I took the charm nodes. Otherwise, you will be taking the Giant Slayer nodes for more damage here. Just keep that in mind. Apart from that, I spec'd this crossbow wheel into a full weapon set 1, of course, because it's only crossbows. I believe I had it in my previous tree. And now that we got to level 90, we do have a lot more passives moving on from yesterday. And we go into Spectral Ward for our defenses. And on top of that, we spec into our weapon set 2, going to Unsight to have marked enemies cannot deal crits, which is great. And it auto blinds for you and it auto marks for you with called shots. And we take all of these for the cost efficiency of marks, given that you keep marking constantly. So that is it for the build. Apart from the crit nodes, it's pretty much the same as yesterday. Overall, today I had a lot of good progress. So we reached level 90. We done Uber Lab, as well as we managed to farm out 20 divines to purchase the Rite of Passage. I took a small loan from my guildmate of 3 divines to purchase this. But yeah, we'll be paying him back really soon. So when we set to the grind in the last few hours, we did farm about 2 divines an hour. And pretty much the content that I was doing is pretty simple. That's going to be doing maps quickly, doing the abysses, going down to the abyssal depths, killing the monsters, and dropping lots of loot. So coffers in your map, if you didn't notice, drops a lot of currency. And currently I am pushing for the citadels. This is going to be my 2nd or 3rd citadel, and the fragments sell for quite a bit. So one of the fragments I sold for, I think it was 40 exalts. So yeah, pushing those fragments early on is quite good. So it's going to be like half a divine when you get a fragment, and pushing citadels is one way to do it. The second way is going to be doing breaches, which is going to be what I'll be doing in the future. Now that I got a Rite of Passage, once I get a crossbow upgrade, I think we'll be pretty much set as we set up towers for breaches. And that is just going to be the gameplay rotation. Just killing monsters, and breach will be selling the catalyst. And then for the abyss, we'll be getting all the preserve bones. Those sell for 4 to 5 exalts. The collarbone for the jewelry sells for over 10 exalts, and you can drop a lot of omens, like the omen for the echo, which sells for like 16 exalts, and all of these adds up. And as you pick up the currency on the floor, there's going to be a lot of things that you can sell. There's going to be like the perfect transmutes, perfect arcs. They'll sell for multiple exalts each. And on top of that, if you are using my filter, I do highlight quality items where you dismantle and salvage, and those also sell for a good amount of exalts in your maps. So it's like, I don't know, like almost 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 for the blacksmiths, and armor scraps is a little bit more. But and on top of that, we are spec'd into our passive tree, where we are focusing on essences, and the spirits is nearby, so it's going to be a little bit of a bonus. But the essences sell for quite a lot. The biggest one I've sold to today is going to be the essence of battle. So if I search for battle, the perfect essence of, wait, it doesn't show. Oh, because I'm on sale, right? Okay, that makes sense. Perfect essence of battle. This, I believe Spicy Sushi made a video on it. It's currently going for 50 exalts each. I've gotten 2 today. So what I've done is I spec into the passive tree, which is what I planned for at the start of the league. When you go into energetic resonance, prioritize. You can select the essences to spawn more often. The attack, chaos, crit, fizz, and speed ones, those generally sell for more exalts. The greater chaos sell for multiple exalts, I think five exalts plus. The attack one, like I mentioned, the perfect one sells for that is battle, it sells for 50 exalts. I sold one for 60 earlier, I think. And then the greater physical modifier sell for about 10 exalts, and the greater speed sell for about 2 exalts. So this one is, I believe, one of the most profitable things that you can do. As long as you see essences in your map, you kill them and you're good. And our build handles them very well. Essences spawn, you galvanic, all the normal monsters explode, and then if it's not dead yet, you switch to your shock burst and kill it. If it's not shocked, you Stormcaller it. But generally, they should be shocked from your Herald of Thunders exploding. That also has the voltaic marks exploding, and then that usually shocks the boss, the essence itself. So yeah, spec into this, I'm currently corrupting them and testing that out. I did spawn a Delirium Essence once, that's about a couple exalts, but nothing crazy. So yeah, I'll just be continuing exalting. That can have a chance of adding essences, immediately exploding it, or converting it to different types, or upgrading it to special essences. So that's pretty much my farming strategy. I may be exploring a breach later on. I did Zash 0 today, so that was super easy at the start of the day, and that is pretty much going to be my farming strategy. I will be playing a bit less on the next few days. I do have some other commitments, but I'll be streaming towards the later part of the day, and I have shorter playtime, so I'll probably do a 2-day update in the coming days. But if you like the video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Join my Discord if you have any questions. I can reply as and whenever I'm available, or you can catch me on stream and you can ask me questions there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Circle is not an indication of the slam, bro. Yo, that circle was missing 2 AoE, dude. Yo, that circle was missing 2 AoE, guys. Yo, what kind of fake circle is this? Okay. Okay, this is fake AoE? Okay. There we go. Oh. Okay, let me in! Okay, wait, I thought it was doing cold shit. Oh, wait, no, let me out! Oh, wait, only his... let me in. There's no way safe, where do I go? Okay. I can't see his HP. Oh! Ah! Oh! I can't see his HP, it's bugged. It's bugged because I died too many times. I can tell I'm doing damage. I have no portals. Oh! I'm dying. I have no more portals. Do I have maximum number of... Oh, there's a way through at the start, I guess. That's a good place to fight. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, now I learned the fight. Okay. Okay, what did I get? Oh, I got the Darkness Enthroned! I got the Darkness Enthroned! Wait! Did they say bodies OP? And wait, what else? Did I get a ring? Also, wasting hits against you, reduce crit bonus, life leech from targets is instant from people affected by... Oh, okay, so this is AoE, I guess, expense. Okay, it looks like shit. This ring looks like garbage. Alright, they say body's the most OP, right? Let's get body in one go. Gloves. 85% gloves. I mean, it's a good roll. 2 charm. It's okay.